Hi, I'm Sarah Azia, and I represent a number of organisations, but predominantly it's Bounce, which is a refugee youth mentoring program. I'm also involved with the Community Council on Ethnic Issues Eastern Region, as well as I sit on the Regional Advisory Committee with the Victorian Multicultural Commission. I also have a background in law and in health in both those industries, and I have been active in the community with engagement and advocacy for a long time. So I ran for local council as I felt it's important for our community's needs and voices to be heard and for it to be represented in the best light. I believe our resilient and vibrant community right now are facing challenging times. And local government is just as influential in its recovery. I was inspired to run for local government to ensure our diverse community's voices are heard and represented at all levels of government and leadership positions. So some of the steps that I took to run as a candidate, and mind you, this is at a time where it was restrictions due to the pandemic, was I spoke to community members as well as previous councillors who had ran for elections. I also contacted the Victorian Electoral Commission and looked at their website, which had really great details and great toolkits and resources to guide you through the process on nominating as a candidate. There is a list of criteria which you need to, there's a requirement for, so I would advise you having a look at the website or speak to the election manager or contact the Victorian Electoral Commission to get more details to see if you're eligible to run. And some of the process documents which I had to fill out when running as a candidate was a nomination form. And there's a certain criteria again on getting that in time to the election office. And another major important thing was writing a candidate statement. And this is a statement which the public read when they vote for their local council candidate. And the other options which I recommend people to do is putting information on social media, setting up your social media profile as a candidate, and printing out flyers in a sustainable way, which you can promote to your local electorate, and also going on interviews such as radio stations and speaking to other community members to let them know that you are running and what you can do for them if you were to be elected. Prior to the elections, if you're looking to run as a candidate or interested to know about the election process, the Victorian Electoral Commission runs information sessions, and you can also find information sessions that are run by local government peak bodies. You can find more information about that on the Victorian Electoral Commission's website, and I recommend attending them as it'll give you guidance and tips on how to run as a candidate and the election process. So I think it's important to have diverse and inclusive representation in all levels of government, particularly in our decision-making places and processes. So my message to the community, including young people who might think about running for local council elections or maybe for state or federal, is that if you have a passionate about supporting and working with your community to advocate for positive outcomes and champion sustainable initiatives, running for any election, whether it be local council, state, federal, will give you the opportunity to do this and connect with your community. You can also continue your community advocacy through actively getting involved with amazing local community organizations, groups, and programs. Ultimately, you have the power to support, create, and inspire positive change.